Afternoon, Guile. Bear with me here. I'm gonna do a speed test. My connection seems poor, like uber poor. Jesus, what is wrong with this? Mic check. How is the stream on your guys' side? I'm like I can barely load a internet tab over here. All right, mic's good. Well, I mean, I guess if it's working, I'll get going. Okay, all right. Sounds good. We'll go. I'm like the internet on my end is unbelievably bad. Like I can't even run a speed test. I can't even get a ping on this thing. If it's working, it's working. And I am holy smokes tired. I'm not going to be on long. If this will even work. Um, okay, okay. Okay. All right. Seems like we're doing something here. It's going to be a little bit slow on my end, especially in my brain. Especially in my brain. Sorry, guys. I am so tired. I like slept. I like didn't sleep. I like didn't sleep. Anyways, all right. Let's just cover a couple of things real quick. So discount of the range is down here. I hope this stream is working. I really can't tell if it is or not. Can you go over the fib? Oh, yeah, I'll go over the fib. I'll go over the fib. Um, uh, okay, so we're in the discount. It's not supposed to be demand. It's just supposed to be a green box. Anyways, I hope this stream is working. I really can't tell. But we are in the discount of this range of price from this swing high to that swing low. We are in the discount. As we get into the discount area, um, we have obviously, addressed all that liquidity, right? Do we end up taking this low? No, not quite. But we are nonetheless, price did achieve discount. And when it did, it it SFP'd the low, right? And then when it SFP'd the low, let's get drop time frames here real quick. If this will work, it seems so bad on my side. Anyway, so we SFP the low, which should return us to the high, and we come back and we look like we're going to crack the high, right? So it would seem pretty obvious at this point that we're going to fill the remainder of this gap. Um, at the right at the top of that gap, we have this little speck of supply. Yeah, see, I can't like even when I try to load one of my templates, it doesn't even change on my end. So okay, is what it is. So we have supply here, but I can absolutely see a circumstance where that just provides a lower, sorry, a higher low for a higher high, and then we wipe out this liquidity here, and smoke Monday's high. Yeah, well, and likely the top of the range too. Yeah, I can see that as a possibility. This is what I'm always hopes happen. I can't talk. This is what I always hope happens at the bottom. Um, and yeah, it just makes things easier. Like this looks like a bottom. This looks like a bottom. Um, yeah, it does. It does. So price could return all the way to here now. Would not surprise me at all. It really did. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Did I want it to come here and or at least take the liquidity from there? Yeah, I did, but I have to remember that we're still in discount of a range. We still double bottom the same way we double topped. And that's not a bad look, right? Not a bad look. We're going to find out the answer right here. But yeah, you don't want to go very far up into there. What do we want? We want like 61, 750. Let's call it 61, 750. Yeah, let's call it that. You don't really want to go up too much higher than that. Um, because if you get, yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, if you get too much higher than that, then I kind of feel like supply is failing and you're coming for that stuff. Um, yeah, yeah, that's the way I feel about that. So let's see if we can like plan some. See if my brain will work well enough to plan some trades, and then I'll see if I can talk about the fib thing, the fibby thing. Um, bear with me because it takes like 10 seconds every time I just try and switch time frames. Okay, so it's 30. What's that? Maybe lower time frames are better. I wanted to hit the long button, uh, but my internet's not working, so I figured better safe than sorry. Yeah, I mean it seems pretty clear that it's going to fill that gap and come up to here. Um, yeah, for sure. Right, like earlier this morning. I was looking at this saying, okay, if this is our range high, we tap it, SFP, turn around and break the low, um, then I would have said, maybe it's time to run that stuff, right? But we didn't do that. We did not do that. Instead, we kind of break out of here, retested onto it, and yeah, I would say we're heading in northerly direction. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was looking for. Yeah, I remember now. I remember. Yeah, I don't. And this could be the state of my brain right now, but I don't see anything I absolutely love in here for an entry. I mean, This is such a stretch to say, you know, something like that. God, that's such a stretch. Um, Brain, come on, brain, let's go, brain. My son was not well last night. I was tending to him, and I don't. I'm beginning to wonder if I did sleep. I think let me be concise because I can't spend too much time on here. Nor do I think it's going to be very beneficial for anybody. The main thing that I wanted, that I even decided I was going to get live to talk about, was the fact that we were in discount with a double bottom. And as far as I'm concerned, that gives permission to rotate back up and take out those highs. Outside of that, to me, yeah, that's what I came on to say. Okay, that's what I came on to say. Um, which still, if you look at how are we going to get this to display properly? If you look at just this flow, right, of like boom, 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 higher low, higher high. Why not? Why not? Why not? I don't see it. I don't see a why not. I don't see anything that was like super alarming. Like if this if this had like come here and then like down here and then like straight up here and this broke, then I would say yeah. But see, then this looks like crap too. So no, I just don't. I just do not see. I don't see a. Words are so hard for me today. I do not see a break of structure here. I do not see a break of structure here. Okay. Um, Now, this low right here, you could count that as a low. It's kind of more like this one on the 4 hour, and that was a 4 hour close. But really, the only one that meets the two candle rule is this, and it is intra bar to this and this. It exists between those, so it is the less confident low in that range. And this one doesn't quite qualify for a 4 hour low. So I'm not seeing a break of structure here. Yes, we broke that. Yeah, we broke that, but that's the same exact thing as breaking this, okay? This means just as much as this break does. Those. It's not like this was a daily breakage structure and this was a 5 minute breakage structure. No, these are about equal to each other. And this leg that came down here, it didn't break anything relevant over here. All it did was take a curve of liquidity and generally rotate through the range. So I'm not seeing, yeah, that's just a long way of saying I'm not seeing any breaks of structure from this move here to here. As far as I'm concerned, we broke nothing by doing it. This was the mega important, what, right? Yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. That guy. You break that guy, that's where your trouble lied. We didn't do that. As a matter of fact, we couldn't even break this low. So, yeah, so that helps substantiate a flow that looks like that, right? Um, yeah, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So how the fuck will we trade this? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think the best. I'm better for an opinion today than I think I am for a trade, because I think even if I come up with something on this chart, I don't even think I'm going to fucking trade it, and that just could just be because my fucking brain is dead. It's dead, dead. I think we need the 4 hour here. Hey, Alex, what's up, my man? Yeah, so you got your 4 hour, your little 4 hour order block there. Um, I mean, okay, well, let's step back down to the one because I don't like what I see on the four. I don't like it. Hold, please. my 37 or my 37,000 ping internet is loading. Um, we're not, I will say this, we're not forming really good support on this move up to here. Um, no, we're not. No, we're not. That's quite unfortunate. We're yeah, and it's this is probably not going to happen. But what would be way better would be to put in like a couple bearish candles right here, and then come up and tag this. But to expect that to happen inside of a fair value gap, I think we're asking for a little much here. But if that were to happen, I really feel like this is only higher low for higher high at this point. And so like it'd be cool if we could get some bearish candles to develop here, have some manner of reaction off the supply. I'd change the color, but my internet literally won't let me. And then come back in for a remitigation of that zone. Because I think when in this circumstance that I'm describing, if this were to work, then I think you're going to make a strong initiation above this high because this supply will be taken care of by that point, and the only thing left is a bunch of liquidity to run up to Monday's high right there. Um, so yes, please, couple bearish candles, come up, crack the high, setting, um, kind of flowing up, right? Mitigate supply, come back down, test demand, and I think that leg right there, if this can actually present in this manner, I think that leg right there is a fairly large leg. Yeah, I think that leg's a fairly large leg, like up to your 65K ish zone, right? Um, so that's one thing that if I had half a fucking brain inside my skull today, and was had any motivation to trade, that is one thing I would be looking for. Yes, please. Yes, please. Though I suppose, I wonder if we fill the fair value gap because there's no resistance, no bearish candles come in. We fill it. This is where we get our retracement. Probably not that deep. Um, then we come up, and then you hope for a mitigation off of that. Um, Honestly, that is probably the more likely scenario in this case, because the possibility that we are going to print some bearish candles inside of this fair value gap, well, they're just limited. Okay, they're just I'm not going to say it can't happen. I'm just going to say there's not really particularly any reason for it to do that. Here is a reason to start printing a couple of bearish candles. Uh, Not so much right here. So that's quite likely. That's probably the more logical thing to look for is bullish candles until here, couple of bearish candles, come around, take that back out, and then look to. I don't know. I don't love the idea of trading that breakout, but I guess you might be able to cover that low right there. Obviously, any mitigation back into that, if or when it occurs, is better. But yeah, that's something I would be looking for because I don't think, I mean, would I long this low again? Yeah, sure, I would because that would complete a model one accumulation, right? But I don't see us coming back down there before addressing things like this in this. No, I don't. No, I suspect to revisit a zone like this at this point would require failure on this high. I think you would have to fail this high to even revisit a zone like that at this point. Yes, yes. So I feel strongly about these things. Um, yeah, and again, because of the fact that we hit discount, because of the fact that we did what we needed to do by addressing that liquidity, I am going to, I would caution anybody shorting that. Just pay yourself super early is all I could say. Um, because I do not see this producing a lower low. No, no, no. I don't even see it coming back down below this line right here because there is no fucking support in there. If it does, well, then guess what? You probably got yourself a pretty decent trade on your hand because I don't think any of this will stop that. No, as a matter of fact, this right here will it'll just be, yeah, it's going to be demand, and you're likely going to lift from the very top section of it. Can we do fixed range profiles today, internet? Are we capable? Can we pull it off? And let's see. Good morning, Brew. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm so behind on the chat. Um, yeah, Luke, you're right. We were going to pump. Um, we couldn't quite fill that high. That one, this one right here, and well, when you don't fail it, you break it, and when you have a fair value gap above it, then it pump faces. Um, Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. It's just like it seems like we can't seem to go one direction without leaving liquidity behind the other way. You know what I mean? It's just like leave this behind, come back for it. Leave this behind, come back for it. Leave this behind. Like it's just come on, Bitcoin, come on. Yeah, funny. The big short incoming. Yeah. Okay, all right. I mean. I think I'm gonna do something responsible and not fucking trade today. But yeah, I would expect if you get a reaction off supply. Yeah, I think you're lifting up here from the top zone um, of demand. Yeah, it's just this double top says it all to, or double bottom. It just says it all to me. It just says it all to me. Yeah, there's just no way around it. That right there tells me that this low has some staying power. That tells me that that low has staying power. Yeah. So I like I sure I can tell you this, sure I'd short the high. Yeah, I would. I'd short the high. Um, and technically any short on a range high, I mean your ultimate target is range low. Good luck with that. I don't think that will happen. But if I had to give it a target, it's that. Yes, I would long the low again, but that came and went. I don't think you really get that golden opportunity again. Um, so I don't really see any point in having that on the chart. The only other long I see between where price is, the only long I see, yeah, because that's done already. The only other long I see between here and here is some retracement from demand and then come up and break, cover that low, either enter on the break or some manner of mitigation as you clean that liquidity. Um, yeah, those are about the only trades I have for today. Let's go back and look at that. Oh, is it the fucking Binance chart? No, this chart. Hold, please, like in a literal sense, for fucking 30 seconds while the chart loads. I think this is the chart I want. I remember there being drawings on my perpetual Binance chart. Oh, they're loading. Here we go. They're coming. Ah, here we are. All right. Um, we did trading plan from yesterday. Trading plan from yesterday. We were talking about the discount of the range, this being the discount of the range, and the two most logical places to lift from on the discount of the range was this low. I was wanted that one too, but was here or the ultimate low itself. We did indeed SFP that low. It did rotate us back to the high, and it looks like we are exiting this range now. Yeah, that's. I don't think I have too much else. You can ask me for another coin. Hi. I'll do my best. I'll do my best, but I'm not at my best. I'm going to take a peek at some other stuff. Okay, so yeah, because didn't we identify we had a 4 hour breakdown here yesterday on Dixie? I guess that's not. Guess that's not super sweet. Yeah, I think we decided that was a 4 hour break yesterday. Yeah, yeah, we sure did, didn't we? Um, yeah, we sure did. Well, that keep that in mind. Uh, Dixie's like in my opinion, like literally this. Hold on, I hit one too many buttons. Oh, just wait. Okay, are we ready, Dixie? Are we ready, buddy? No, not ready yet. Oh, okay, okay, all right. We're making progress. Okay, I think this low remains intact until there. I mean that's like the very yeah no up only until 102. Yeah, there's stuff in here to sort of slow it down, but I don't think those produce lower lows. No, I think those produce higher lows. Um, yeah, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. Yeah, we looked at this one yesterday. I'm not going to go into depth on it anymore, but it's essentially looking like it wants to rotate up off of its internal low, which was a pretty significant low. Blah 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 blah. Now we were talking about that fib tool. Y- um, so so it's just a super basic fib tool. Somebody had asked me about this. Yes, I don't know, Sunday maybe. All I'm doing is I'm not using values like point, fib, like your 0.0615 or 618 or whatever. I use percentages because I just want people to understand that I'm just simply looking at it in that manner is as a percent. I mean, do values tell you anything different? No, I just like the fancy percent signs. And all I'm simply doing with this tool is is using it to look at like swing points, right? So where's like a fucking path tool? Uh, yeah. Um, yeah, like let's hold on. Let me complete something over here. Let's come like that way. Uh, yeah, something like that. I just want to know, like, all I really use this for is really primarily two things. Okay, I say, are we in discount or are we in premium? That's one thing I use it for. There's no super magic going on here, right? Are we in discount or are we in premium? That's one thing I use it for. Another thing I use it for is when I'm looking at a demand or a supply area of demand or an area of supply. I don't like to see the mitigation go much past the 50% line, or it makes me feel like this demand or supply may be failing, right? So if I see price enter zone regions like this inside of supply or demand, um, supply it needs to be the top section. If this was demand and we were coming down into it, then it would be like the bottom section. I'm just saying, hold on, let me be more clear. If it is supply, I'm using the 50% line to say, hey, is supply working? Right? Because if it comes all the way up into here, then I feel like it's failing and may come up out of supply, right? In the event that this was demand that we were looking at and we were coming down into it, it's the same thing. This makes me feel more like, yay, it's working. Look at this awesome smiley face. It's so good. And when we get down into areas like this starts to make me feel boo hoo, it's not working. And I worry about it actually clearing through that. So it's about the only, it's really, that's how I make the tool, and that's how I use the tool. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's really yeah, that's it. That's all I do there. No, no super crazy magic. Shop City, 61K in short, 61K in short. Where'd that chart go again? 61K in short. You know, the funny thing is I don't, I just look at levels. I don't even know what the price of Bitcoin is half the time. 61 in short, 61 in short. You're short in the middle of fair value gap. You crazy, man. You crazy. I'll tell you, so 61K in short, 61K. Yeah, I mean, like you're betting, to me, you're betting on a 5 minute order block of supply at your 61K. Um, it could work. It could work, but I just be careful about that because that could very well just provide a slight retracement for a higher high. Maybe that could be handy. But yeah, I would be very careful about that. I'd be very careful about that. Let's drag that over. Um, so like we're getting into that zone. Yeah, like for instance, I don't even think I would want it unless it could show me we could come up here and then like break that low. Unless you plan on just like kind of trying to knife catch and just pay yourself really early on any bearish candles you see. Um, the more safer play to me would be to wait to break something. Oh, we can take that other position off. It's not going to work. So we can delete that. But yeah, yeah, I would want to, yeah, for sure. Let's keep that off and let's get this off because that's not happening. That ain't happening, man. Um, yeah. Yeah, because see, if you come up, let's say you come up, hit that, break this guy, that only makes this the target, in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion, right? That only makes this the target. This then has to break to make something like this the target. Um, Confirmation drawing uses an alert. Just go away. Just go away. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. That's definitely how I feel about 61K. Um, all right. Let's see if anybody else wants me to take a look at something. I actually kind of want to maybe take a peek at some of the stuff we were talking about yesterday, anyway, just to see how stupid I am. Okay, so Soul, the concept work. I've said this before. I'll say it again as a reminder. Um, these are not. I don't. What's the best way to say this? If I was just doing TA for myself, I would just have little indicators like this on areas that I'm interested to trade. I do not try and predefine a stop loss because I don't know how far things are going to breach a low, um, right? Because my stop loss ended here, but on a range sweep like this, there's no way I'm entering until we're back inside of the range. Zero way I'm doing that. There's no way. Price has to re-clear this point after deviating the low before I'm going to enter. And then when it does, I'm still going to need to cover that low. So I don't. All I'm trying to say is when I say, hey, look for a sweep on the low or a sweep on the high, I have no idea how deep that sweep is going to go. I don't know. I don't know. That's not the point. The point is you're looking for it to deviate the low, sweep the liquidity, and then re enter the range. Um, would have been likely, well, I guess if you recovered that low, you'd have been okay. But so that's what Soul did. Did it go? Is it like going up from here? Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. I see no reason it doesn't rotate back up to the top of its range now. Did we look at ETH yesterday? I can't believe this stream is working. I can't believe it because it seems impossible. It seems like I'm on AOL dial-up internet over here. Did we have anything on ETH? Altcoin season starting when BTC dominance collapsing. Hopefully, as long as you see, um, what's that thing called? USTD dominance dropping in conjunction with it. That'd be a healthy sign. Maybe we didn't have anything on ETH, or maybe I have to wait 5 minutes for the chart to load. Ugh, not a good look, ETH. Now, here's the one thing I'm going to say about this chart. This chart seems to be living in the future. Um, it seems to be living in the future a bit. So, see, BTC did not break that mega important low. Okay, it didn't do it. But ETH fucking did it, man. ETH did it. Is that no? Let me just take a quick peek at something.